MSW. MSW. Top stories. Get the news before it's history.
Straight. Let's not waste any time. Mamelodi Sundowns, all their head coach Miguel Cardoso, well, he believes that his side delivered the stronger performance in Saturday's top of the table Betway Premiership clash against Orlando Pirates at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium. Well, the match ended 1-1 with the young midfielder Cameron Danson's spectacular volley cancelling out Peter Shalulila's early strike, and despite the shed points, Cardoso was quite adamant though that Sundowns, believe it or not, he says that Sundowns had the upper hand.
I think that me and the coach from Orlando Pirates must have the same thoughts. I think that maybe he has even need to have deeper thoughts, because I think Mamelodi Sundowns played better than Orlando Pirates today. Anyway, obviously that we learn from this kind of matches, because these matches expose the difficulties that the teams have. And I don't want to detail, because I will never speak about my players in public. I will keep it for myself. But it's obvious that, especially from our part, we need some more power in the front that we didn't have capacity today. So when you have so many players of your attack out of the team and you look at the bench and you see, we knew that it was important to take the players as much as possible in the game, to try to score first, because we believe that scoring first, and usually it happens, especially on PSL matches, when we score first, usually we win 95% of the matches we win. But unfortunately that didn't happen today. It was a fantastic goal from Orlando Pirates in a mistake that we did, and that gave them the equalizer, because after that I don't feel that there were a lot of opportunities from their side. But of course we have to learn, and we have to learn that we need to control and to learn how to be able to control more the game in the half pitch. But guys, it's not easy to play against a team, and if you remember the last 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the match, every time the defenders from Pirates had the ball, they just put long balls in your back. Even if when you want to press, you're receiving balls. So it's normal that the team stretches a lot. So the connections then to play are not the same. But look, the best or two of the best teams in South Africa playing very high competitive, very high level in terms of competition this match. Despite it was not beautiful, it's very, 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 very competitive. I think that it's what I expected from the match, with all the respect. I didn't expect nothing more than the pattern of game that we had. A lot of duels, a lot of fights, a lot of second balls. Of course, that regarding my team, we have to build this team to have more control on matches as we want to have, and take the ball on the last third and keep it and play on the opponent half pitch. But in second half, I think that we did it. But obviously, I know that this team has a lot to go. When the best players will be available, or some of the players that are out will compete with the ones that we have, and the availability from the bench, this team will be stronger and stronger and stronger.
All right, so Coach, I don't know if you agree, but please feel free to disagree or agree with the coach. He says that Sundowns were by far the better team than Orlando Pirates. All right, talk about Orlando Pirates, though. The head coach, Abdulsalam Wadu, has admitted that his side lacked urgency, saying that they started slowly, weren't aggressive enough, and despite Cameron Danson's brilliant equalizer, Wadu emphasized, though, that for the team to improve.
About the game, I'd like to congratulate the club for the organization. I think it's I'm proud when I see such professionalism in our continent. To take the example of the organization of this event. About the game, we started quite slow. Mamelodi Sundowns put us in trouble in terms of building. They managed to find the free player. In the middle, we had a problem with Allende, Santos, Obas in the middle, because they're trying to overload. And we have prepared well, but I thought that we were not so aggressive to prevent them from the building. And unfortunately, we made some changes in order to be more dangerous in the transitions, and it worked, because we created the most chances, and that we played the football and how we respect the game plan. To be honest, I think it's a game that we should have won regarding the physiognomy of the match, regarding the number of chances that we have created. And today, I think, to be honest, it should be a victory of Orlando Pirates. But let's go with this point. Let's not to be too much tough with our boys. They did well, and let's go to fight for the next games that we had in hand, and let's go to take the lead of this login.
All right, so Golden Arrows, Bafana Bastille claimed a comfortable 4-0 victory over the 10-man Marawa Gallants in the Betway Premiership game, which was played at the Kings Welitini Stadium. That game was played yesterday. The victory elevating Bafana Bastille, though, into the top 8 as they now are placed 7th in the standings. Here is their coach, Mangoba Mwiti.
We're playing against a very good team. Must give them credit. The scoreline should not flatter you. In fact, you should be even worried because you've got another assignment with the same team, and they do have some players that create problems in between the lines. I think Ronda has been very good to them. Mpambaniso, when he came in, did well. They also had Msendani, who started on the bench, and Otadisa, I think, was very useful. But I think credit must be given to our boys. I think they defended very well and nullified most of their threats, more especially the 2v1s they create in the channels. I think Gianni was also outstanding at the back with Temba. Also impressed with the young boy that came in at right back, Matanzela. I was very impressed with how he performed. And Manuleve also had a very decent game on the left. Our midfield three was very dominant, and that for me was probably where the game was won. I think Marawa has been consistent, and I'm sure Hugo if he's looking for a left-footed central midfielder that is aggressive, that has got the body to compete in Africa, he is probably one of the best in the country at the moment, and he covers minimum maybe 12 kilometers every match. And that for me is very, very positive. And he does that maybe back-to-back matches. I think Sise is also trying to establish himself now. Him and Makwele gave us a very good feeling. And up top we were also very strong. I think Dion, Jerome, Master King, when he came in the second half, and Jobe, they really presented themselves a chance to say, we are also here, can't we be considered to start in the next match? And that for me is encouraging, because that's what you want. You want to have players that are saying to you, at any given chance, if I'm needed, I will be there for you. And that for me is very encouraging. And I think we also had a very good game. Scored 4, but I think we could have scored more than 4.
It's incredible. I think if you backtrack the success of Lamontville Golden Arrows, Mangoba Mniti, somebody that we spoke to at length before the start of the season, he outlined a lot of things, and he did say that a lot of people will get very surprised and shocked as the season grows and the youngsters get a sense of what is expected from them. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised at all. I'm just loving the way Arrows are playing their football. Loving it. Football you got to enjoy. It doesn't matter who's playing. But once you've identified a key aspect within a club that's working, exciting players, new formations, can't stop them. Ask Marawa Gallants. Their head coach, Alexandra Lafitte, acknowledged the team's shortcomings.
Same thing. The problem when you play a big team. The player motivation, he push, he want to increase your level. But when you play this team same level, medium, sometimes the problem you don't use the whole thing important, intensity, receivement. And for that, it's important to learn. If you want to have regularity, it's important. Whole game have the same mindset, motivation. Yeah, we play Wednesday.
Yes, I know. Tap and City. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna stay the whole
we
week.
stay 1 week
Yeah.
at Joburg.
Okay. Next weekend. How do you prepare?
For Golden Arrow, yeah. Well, so now, for me, the most important is Wednesday. And after Wednesday, the recovery. I hope you have victory Wednesday. And we prepare better the opponent in relation with this game. Very important. For that, we need to recovery. And when these players are ready, important to have the best team Wednesday to win. And after, you have semi-final, and now is another game.
All right, Kaizer Chiefs' co-coach Khalil Ben Youssef praised the side's resilience and focus after the hard-fought 1-0 win over Durban City. Well, he called it a show of character. Speaking after the Betway Premiership clash at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, Ben Youssef acknowledged the emotional and physical toll of the recent Confed Cup
I have to
success.
say congratulations for the players. I think they make a very good performance. You know, we expected before the game it will be a tough game because you know, after qualification to the group stage, it was so emotional last week. To prepare this game, it was tough even for us. First, we decided to keep the same squad. I think the first half we was struggling. We was losing a lot of ball. We was making a lot of technical mistake. We make substitution in the second half. We try to introduce new blood for the team. Moniani and we start with Moniani and Modi. Then Sireno and Tabo Sile in the middle. And we finish with Silva as a striker. Last 15 minutes. Congratulations for I think the player, impact player coming from the bench. They give us what we need. It was cross from Sireno and Silva score. But congratulations for the players for their performance. Now I think for this game is done. After 4 days we'll have another game we have to prepare. Like we said, every press conference we are taking every game per game. And we have to think every game, it's for us it's cup game. We play only to win the game, and we think only about next thing. Like I explained before, we expected that this game it will be tough for us. We expected that the performance it will be tough to keep the same performance. It's mentally, you know, after winning the cup game and to qualify to the group stage. We know the mentality here in South Africa is difficult to keep the same mentality. You see the other teams, they played in cup game. Example, Stellenbosch, yesterday they lost 4-0 against Marawa Gallants. For us, the most important thing is winning the game. The performance after is coming. If you remember last season or when we started this season, a lot of game there is good performance but without result. Now we think only about result, winning the game. Then we are happy if the performance coming with winning. But for us, the first thing is winning the game.
And so the co-coach also praised the side's resilience, backing Brandon Peterson for the national team contention, and also explained his tactical substitutions of Chiefs' win over Durban City. Also lauded Peterson, as mentioned, who kept his 9th clean sheet of the season.
For us, it's to score. We need him to score. He's striker. We have Silva, we have Duba, we have Ashley, we have Morris, we have Igaduru. All of them, they fight for one position. I think the most important thing, you know, the striker, their life is with scoring goal. I'm so happy for Silva. Now it's the second game. He come from the bench and he score. After Golden Arrow game, he got short injury, so he was out. Now he's back with us, and even last game he got short injury before day -1 in headache in his head, so he wasn't available for us for the CAF game. Now he's back. He will start step by step, but the most important thing he start. We didn't start. The most important thing that he score. I think every game we say congratulations for Peterson. Congratulations also for the goalkeeper coach Elias for the job he's doing with him. The target of Peterson to come back to Bafana to be part of the national team. That's his target in his life, and we are following him. I think he need to continue to work to put pressure in the coach of the national team. Why not to be part of the squad? Why you don't ask about the other substitution? Why you don't ask about Solomon? Why don't ask about the other player? Why only Fondo Vilakasi? He's part of the team, he's one player. If we need to make substitution, we don't have to explain why we make substitution. You can make substitution is about performance. We can make substitution about to change the strategy. We can substitution a better luck thing. That's inside of the team. We don't have to explain why I make substitution.
You don't have to explain why you make a substitution. That's the Kaizer Chiefs co-coach Khalil Ben Yusuf. I don't know. Again, it's a reaction Monday. I throw it to you. If a coach says that at a press conference, but he doesn't have to explain why he's making a substitution, then what are you having a press conference for? You know, surely there has to be a bigger objective in terms of information. Because if you don't ask, you never know. So why do you make a substitution means, hi, I would love to know on behalf of the people of South Africa, because as journalists, people don't go there because they're bored. They go there because they want to extract information from coaches to then tell us player X was substituted. You hear it internationally, whether it's a Pep, even Pep stores, whatever. But I'm just saying, you are not above explaining. It's not about explaining yourself, but it's explaining why certain things happen, why certain moments happen, etc. I believe that's how football is. But if you're saying you don't have to, then there's almost like a resistance. Why are you asking me this? I don't have to answer anything. And that is why he crisscrosses over the weekend while we're having good times. He is the international MSW football correspondent, the Big Mike. Thank you so much indeed for delivering all the audio, as always.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Sunday Lizuma, the president of Amazulu's here. If you had to summarize Vision 2032, promised a great deal of transformation.
We place a lot of pressure on ourselves to achieve things. Many people were surprised that we set ourselves a target of being in the top 4 in the first season, and they laughed us off. Cynical. We came second. We love to win the league. We will win the league. You know.
But is that what you're setting for at this one? Because sometimes it's going to come from you in setting that leadership to say, how do you go back to finishing position 2?
We're not entirely satisfied with just being in the top 8. We want to be in the top 4, and at best, we want to qualify Confederations Cup or CAF Champions League. Arthur Upagimbi understands that.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Sports news. Fresh and relevant.
Oh, man, you gotta love Amazulu. Jimpi, Pagimpi, yeah. Beautiful stuff. Like I said, the president delivered himself, as he always does, onto the show. Again, to extract information from him about Amazulu. And that's the only way we know, is to ask the questions. Without asking, we'll never know. Like you will never know why Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany is so successful at Bayern. Not too many people gave him a chance. Well, they praised the side's intensity, though, while Kasper Hjulmand admitted, though, that Leverkusen were classed in the 3-0 defeat. Bayern Munich extended their perfect Bundesliga start, though, with a commanding 3-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen at the Allianz Arena. Goals coming through from Serge Gnabry, Nicholas Jackson, and an own goal from Bade sealing that result.
Yeah, I don't consider them real 7 changes. If you look at the amount of players who started the game in the last 7 days, it was actually the entire squad except for Leonard Carl, but he did score 2 goals in that period. So everybody had rhythm, everybody had minutes, and they were ready to start. And of course, you always want to have your key players, your star players there, but I think it's part of a season where the other guys have to help us through. It was a big game, difficult game, but they did really well. Yeah, it has to be like this. Of course, it's easier when we're winning, but I feel for us who, you know, been on the journey for 16 months now, it's not just been about winning. I think in some tough times we had as well last season. I think we never stopped continuing to work and continuing to try and improve. And, you know, more often than not, I think we've been playing well. And of course, the reward is always when you get the result at the end of it. You just keep going. This game is over now, and I think PSG will be the ultimate challenge, but I think we've earned the right to have a bit of rock and roll over there and just go full gas and try and test what was the best team in Europe last season.
All right, stories and a whole lot more. Reaction Monday, the first Reaction Monday in the beautiful month of November, the one and only month that stands between us, no Kismus. There's nothing else after this, guys. It's game over. Walking around at Gateway earlier today, I'm seeing Christmas trees already up. Yeah. Okay, 2025. Clearly you are done and dusted. It is all over. It's not going to be over in any bit because we're waiting for your reaction. It is a Monday, 060-708-0484. 060-708-0484. Let's hear from you. The weekend, everything and anything. It's been so exciting. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Andy Lengosi is on standby though. Guyo Rise FM. Nospelele Khaliza Guyo Vuma FM. Which certainly means that it is top of the hour. Here's the news.